Hey guys, my name is Melissa Fisher, and I'm the College and Career Coordinator at Red Oak High School. The purpose of this video is to show different pathways to college and a career, and we invited some of our Red Oak ISD teachers and staff to share their different stories with you. We hope you enjoy.
Hi, I'm Talisha Washington. I teach counseling and mental health, dollars and cents, and human growth and development. I've taught a lot of different things here. I'm a family consumer science teacher. I graduated from high school a few years ago. When I graduated and I hadn't took the SAT or ACT, I just thought that my parents didn't go to college. They own their own business. My dad is a truck driver and my mom has a daycare. So they went a non-traditional route and I really didn't know. I know people said take the SAT, so I really didn't know. I just knew I was going to go to college and I didn't know where. So it was time to enroll in school. August came around and I thought I could just go in and enroll in school, and I couldn't. So I had to take an AccuPlacer. I went to Cedar Valley College, but I didn't start when I was supposed to start. I took the semester off. I didn't plan to, but because I didn't take the AccuPlacer, I couldn't start. So I felt sad. I was working at McDonald's and I was going to work my way through college, and I felt sad. So the Army kept calling me. So I started saying, well, maybe I can go to the Army. So then I started exploring. I was talking to recruiters and I took a few tests, and then I was like, no, I didn't really know what college I wanted to go to. So I don't really want to say I want to go to the Army. So that kind of pushed me to kind of get my stuff together. So that's maybe October. Around November, I took the AccuPlacer, and then in December, I took a psychology class at Cedar Valley. It was a winter class, one of the 3-week classes to kind of get you started going really, really fast. And then I enrolled full-time in January. I stayed at Cedar Valley for about a year and a half, and then I felt like I was ready to go to a university. I stayed there, and I stayed at home with my parents because I knew I wasn't ready to go off. I'm the middle child, and I like to be at home. I wasn't ready yet, and I like to take my time to make decisions. So once I felt like I was ready, I said, I'm going to go to UNT. I'm ready to go to Denton. I went to UNT. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I know I wanted to be a teacher, and I wanted to be maybe a counselor, a principal. And then when I got there, things changed. And they said, well, what were your favorite classes in high school? And I loved family consumer science classes, and I went to Skyline for childcare. So I ended up becoming a family consumer science teacher, and I graduated about 10 years ago. It's 10 years this year. And it took me about 5 years to get through college. It doesn't matter how long it takes, as long as you do it. It took me about 5 years. And then I've started teaching here maybe about a year after I graduated. I did a little bit of banking before that. And then about 2 years ago, I went back to Cedar Valley College to get my real estate certificate, and I've been having it for about a year. And I've been here in Red Oak for 9 years.
I'm Molly Mitchell. I am a teacher at Red Oak High School. I teach English 1. After high school, I went to Austin Community College because I wanted to be away from home, but I couldn't afford to go to a 4-year, all 4 years. So I started there, and I was worried that it wouldn't be as rigorous as a 4-year initially, but a lot of the courses that I took were very rigorous, and they even had an honors program, which I was participating in. So I found that was a really great option for me. And then I transferred to Texas A&M after 2 years and got my bachelor's degree in English. And then after college, I did an alternative certification and became an English teacher. And I've been teaching here. This is my 2nd year at Red Oak High School.
My name is Howard Gatewood. I'm the principal at Red Oak High School. After high school graduation, I joined the U.S. Marines because that was my lifelong dream to be in the military and serve my country. I joined the military. I had such a great time. I spent 22 years. While I was in the military, I took advantage of something called the Tuition Assistance Program, which pays 100% tuition if you're active duty military. I obtained my degree from there, left the military, and went right to the classroom teaching because my degree was in education. And I'm currently using my GI Bill to fund my PhD studies for my doctoral degree in education.
My name is Nicole Dunn, and I currently am a co-teacher for English 2, 3, and 4 here at Red Oak. After high school, I joined the Army and was in the Army for a short time. Then I married a soldier and was an Army wife and stay-at-home mom for 9 years to 3 kids. In 2012, I moved home, and in 2013, I put myself through college. I worked in hospitals as a phlebotomist, as a tech, and as a unit clerk while going to school full-time and raising my kids. I graduated in 2018 with a bachelor's degree in global learning and technology. At that time, I was working at Waxahachie High School as a para. I got my teaching certification. Last year was my first year teaching English for 7th graders in Waxahachie. And this year, I am now teaching all sorts of grades here at Red Oak High School. I managed to put myself through college, raising kids on my own, and working, and still graduate with honors. So you can do that.
Brenda Sanford, Superintendent at Red Oak ISD. I wanted to take a minute to tell you a little bit about my educational path. My path was a little bit different than a lot of people's. As soon as I graduated from high school, I was married, and as I got married, we had financial obligations we had to meet. And with those financial obligations, of course, I had to get a job. So I went to work in our local town as a court clerk, and I never lost sight of the one dream I had, and that dream was to become a teacher. So as I worked, I went to some night classes. Back in the 80s, things were a little bit different. We did what we called online. That was turning the TV on to channel 13 PBS and watching a lecture, and then driving to the college to take some classes. So I did a combination of that, night classes, Saturday classes, and as I trucked along trying to get some of those hours in, I had 2 children during the process of that. I kept on working. I went into politics and was elected as a judge. And even while I was on the bench, there was one desire. That desire was to be a teacher. So I continued over the course of 9 years, attending different colleges, Tyler Junior College, Trinity Valley Community College, and finished up my core classes, transferred to the University of Texas at Tyler, finished up my bachelor's degree, and was able to actually begin my life dream, which was teaching children. During that course, it still wasn't enough. I just wanted more of that, and so I continued taking night courses. I continued towards my master's degree. I continued with online courses, and then was able to move up through the system as a principal and through curriculum, and finally landed my dream job of all, being the superintendent here at Red Oak ISD. I guess my message to you is that a lot of us do not go the traditional path. It's not a 4-year, 6-year, 8-year path to get where you're wanting. It took me many years, but it is well worth it. You just keep plugging towards that goal, towards that dream, and it can be yours.
My name is Sandra Elise, and this is actually my first year teaching, and I'm so happy to be here at Red Oak High School. My career background is very different, especially with my education. I actually started off going to a 4-year college, and then I just got so overwhelmed and I left. During that time when I left, my mom was sick and diagnosed with cancer, so I was really overwhelmed, so I went to a community college. At my last part of my being able to get my certification at the community college, my mom died before I got to do that. So I went ahead and finished and went to the 4-year college. I graduated there being pregnant and kept going with my master's. Getting my master's, I was pregnant again, but went through with that. And so I actually have my master's in hospital management. So I was working in the hospital for at least about 5 years, but still, again, edging on because I know I wanted to be a part of children's lives. So went through Texas Teachers, got my certification, and here I am, and I'm so happy to be a part of being the inspiration to help kids to continue to grow and be successful.